After a long day, almost nothing can take the place of a great glass of wine. And organic biodynamic varieties are the latest wines to be piquing our interest and filling our glasses. So today we're getting a roundup of incredible options from David Stansfield, the sommelier and wine director of this local institution in Vancouver's Railtown. The Vancouver Urban Winery is in the same building as Bellegarde Kitchen. So there's a restaurant, there's also a brewery.
That's right.
But today we are here for the wine and we're doing a wine tasting.
We are.
So take me through this. What are we going to taste first?
Well, today we're going to talk about organic, natural, sustainable, and biodynamic wines. So we're going to run through a couple of BC organic pioneers and then a couple of international to show the scope of the trend.
Amazing. Shall we start with the white on my left?
Let's do it. Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely. If you wouldn't mind passing me one.
Absolutely. So this is from Summerhill.
So this is from Summerhill Pyramid Winery in East Kelowna. They are truly the organic pioneers in BC. They have been certified organic almost since they opened in the late 80s, early 90s. And they are now Western Canada's only certified biodynamic vineyards.
Oh my God.
So this is a bit of a treat. This is the first ever wine that they made, from the first ever vintage that they made biodynamic wine. So this is a 2013 Estate Vineyard biodynamic Riesling. The one other cool little tidbit about this, these come from 1978 Riesling vines, which make them the oldest in Canada.
And for a Riesling, it's not too sweet either, which is nice. It's something like I would drink that before dinner, during dinner, after dinner, midnight snack.
Ah, that's awesome. Yes, man, I'm with you. Riesling has a bad rap. People think of it as being sweet and cloying. The truth is that it has so much acidity that a good Riesling can balance sweetness. And that's what this wine has. I think you're noticing that it's just perfectly balanced. It's got that sweet, sour, yin-yang sort of vibe, right?
And as good as that Riesling is, there's an orange wine in front of me.
Am
I colorblind?
No, man, you're seeing it. It's orange and it's cloudy. It is weird and it is delicious. Orange wine is, let's call it a new, old category of wine. So it is a very trendy new style of wine that looks back to the way wine was made thousands of years ago. So this is white grapes made using the skins of the grapes. So we call it amber or orange because it's white wine made like red wine.
That's phenomenal.
Kind of funky, eh?
Does it have a bit of a sour thing?
It will have a little bit of a sour thing because this wine is also a natural wine. So natural wines are made with nothing added, nothing removed, as Sperling likes to say. So there's no preservatives, no added yeast, no nothing. So what that means is the wine will be a little bit oxidative and that will develop some sort of cool acidity that can come across as a bit sour. But I think it just makes it very lively and very fresh.
Now, organic wines have had a bad rap for a long time, but you guys have a few of them here at Vancouver Urban Winery. So why, as the wine director, was it important for you to kind of introduce Vancouverites to organic wines?
That's a really good question. I love organic, biodynamic, and sustainably farmed wines for a couple of reasons. The first is it is just better for the planet, I think. So I like supporting people that farm in that way and make their wine in that way. The second is wine quality, right? Really, it doesn't matter how you farm if the wine ain't delicious. And organic wine these days is often very delicious. And it's because, in my opinion, wines that are farmed better, and that often means organic or biodynamic farming, are better expressions of their vineyard. And that's the ultimate goal in wine, is to express terroir. Tell me something about that place. And if you are killing that place with synthetic fertilizers and pesticides and fungicides, then you're going to get a taste of a killed place. Whereas I think a more organic vineyard is going to produce a more interesting wine.
So a lot of the times, I for one think all wines, like grapes, it's coming right from the land, it's all good for you. A glass of red wine a day is great.
Right.
But that's not always necessarily the case.
Well, hey, I'm not going to say a glass of red wine every day is not good for you because
Amen.
Otherwise I got to practice what I preach. But I think that there's a conception that wine is an inherently natural thing, right? Pastoral ads of rolling vineyards. But what we don't realize, most of us, is that there is a laundry list of additives that can be in our wines and are generally in our more popular mainstream corporate wines. Think of them as like junk food, in a sense. So organic, natural, biodynamic wines, it's a response to that. Instead of having a wine that is manufactured, it's a wine that is grown.
Amazing. And you guys are actually kind of growing your own wine here, right? You guys have not only an amazing selection of wine in-house, 36 to be exact, but you guys are producing back of the house as well.
Yeah, that's right. So we are also a true BC winery in the heart of Railtown. Obviously, we're not growing grapes in this neighborhood. We love it, but it's not the best place for viticulture. So we purchase fruit from around the Okanagan and then produce the wine right behind us where we're sitting. And in fact, the Vancouver Urban Winery Rosé that we currently have on the shelf, all of my grapes for that come from the Sperling Vineyard. So from the vineyards of this wine that we just tried.
So orange and rosé.
Yeah, there you go. Why not, right? Like all the shades of pink.
I love it. So from local to international, we have a wine from Chile next?
We do, yeah. So this is Montez Alpha Cabernet Sauvignon. This is what I wanted to show, sustainable wine. So sustainable, you know, we all understand lots of brands are using it to say we're sustainable, and what's that mean? What's neat about Montez is they don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. So what's unique about this wine is that it's dry farmed. Yeah, that's good. That's right.
That's my jam.
Right?
That's good.
So what's cool about this is they're doing something called dry farming. They use zero irrigation. If it doesn't rain, the vineyard doesn't get wet. And they have, in this way, cut down on 65% of their water use. What they've had to do is they've had to sacrifice yields. So they're getting a lot less grapes per vineyard, so they're making less money, but they're better stewards of the land and the quality of the fruit is higher.
This is such a phenomenal wine, honestly. Now, you say lower yield. Does that mean the price goes?
It can mean that for the winery, certainly, but this is a really reasonable wine price-wise that punches way above its weight. This is $24 at the liquor store. I think for a wine of this caliber, a wine that you could age, that you could serve to anybody, you know, maybe it's not an everyday wine, but it's pretty close at 24. But also makes you feel good. You know that you're doing, you're supporting something positive.
Yeah, and I feel warm from the inside out right about now.
There it is, man.
So we're moving on to our final wine. This is a Frenchie.
This is. So a good portion of the organic wine in the world, in fact, you know, almost half, comes from France. They are leaders in organic viticulture, and Chapoutier is arguably the leader in France in biodynamic farming. So they are a big negociant. They make wine throughout France as well. They make a little bit of wine in Australia, and they show that premium wine can also be organic or biodynamic. So this is what they call the Les Maisonniers Creux Hermitage. Break that down for you.
Say it again.
Right? That was
sounds
good,
great.
right? So that is a single vineyard in the Creux Hermitage, which is a small area in the northern Côte d'Or. So this is a Syrah. Let's call it what it is. But with French wine, the more focused we go from where it's from, so the more specific the place, that's how we decide what is and is not premium. Still a real nice price tag on this. It's only $26 for what is, I think, a special Syrah, biodynamically farmed.
Definitely. Now, where can we buy all of these wines?
Cool. So the Chapoutier and the Montez, these are wines that you can just go to the liquor store. So these are at the government liquor stores. The Sperling, this is a super unique small lot wine. I have it on tap here, so if you want to try it before you buy it, you can come to Bellegarde and grab a glass. But you most likely need to go to a private wine store, a specialty store, or even better, I suggest getting in touch with Sperling. You know, get on their mailing list and buy it direct from them.
Take a little trip to the Okanagan.
Hey, right? Like what a great excuse to do that. And then the Summerhill Biodynamic Estate Vineyard Riesling, also a very small production. So you're best to buy direct from Summerhill or from a specialty wine store.
If you're planning a night in, every single wine we tasted today should be on your list. But if you're looking to paint the town red, or should I say orange, Vancouver Urban Winery is one of the city's best spots to grab a glass of wine with your friends. And with 36 to choose from, you'll be coming back a lot, I promise you. For City Lights on Novus TV, I'm Melissa Dawson. Cheers.